Live from Atlantic Coast, it is Creekside and Atlantic Coast. Game 2 of the season for the Creekside Knights live on Schlick Sports. The Knights coming off of a 2-1 win over Providence. Get ready to take on the 0-2 Stingrays, looking to get their first win of the season and their first one in a while against the Creekside Knights. Let's first start by sending you down to the field for the starting lineups and the national anthem.
Against your Atlantic Coast Stingrays. Batting first, third baseman, number 1, Parker Morton. Batting second, catcher, number 3, Connor Balazet. Number 6, Michael Baishi. Batting 6, second baseman, number 16, Anthony Romanu. Batting 7th, left fielder, number 4, Zach Jackson. Batting 8th, shortstop, number 2, Aiden Benacue. Batting 9th, right fielder, number 13, Drew Williams. Pitching for the Knights, number 23, Hudson Hyatt. Head coach, Chris King. And now the starting lineup for your Atlantic Coast Stingrays. Batting first, shortstop, number 3, Noah Prudencio. Batting second, right fielder, number 1, Anthony Seligen. Batting third, first baseman, number 19, Wade Server. Batting fourth, third baseman, number 8, Forrest Peppercorn. Batting fifth, pitcher, number 14, Dalton Tibbetts. Batting sixth, designated hitter, number 2, Kamari Tomaseu. Batting seventh, or number 9, Caden Williams. Batting 8th, left fielder, number 6, Devin Haskell. Batting 9th, center fielder, number 12, Aramis Pabon. Playing second base, number 7, Antonio Baez. The Stingrays are coached by head coach Chris Loftman, assistant coaches Robbie Bradshaw and Larry Rollins. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Gentlemen, remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
And it is time for baseball here on Schlick Sports. The Creekside Knights and the Atlantic Coast Stingrays live from Atlantic Coast High School. Hello, everyone. I'm Noah Schlick, bringing you tonight's action here From Jacksonville, Florida, the Knights in their second game of the season trying to set the tone in a 3-game week. They take on Atlantic Coast ahead of a 2-game trip to Georgia coming on Friday and Saturday. And let's take a look at the batting order for the Knights. Creekside led off by Parker Morton, then followed by Connor Belizik and Gavin Dupre. Michael Bysham, the cleanup hitter tonight for Creekside, with Hunter Schlegel in the 5 spot. Anthony Romeo bats 6, followed by Jackson Benechek and Drew Williams. Out on the field for Atlantic Coast, Delvin Haskell in left, Aramis Pabone in center with Anthony Selahan in right. On the infield, Forrest Peppercorn mans the hot corner with Noah Prudencio at short, Antonio Baez at second. Wade Serber, the team captain, at first base. Behind the plate, Caden Williams, and out on the mound, the senior Dalton Tibbetts. Tibbetts got roughed up in his first start of the year, went only an inning and 2/3. Didn't get in a decision in that game, but 3 runs, all of them earned. He walked 5 batters in less than 2 innings while striking out 2, looking for a bounce-back performance against this Creekside team. The Knights had some struggles of their own at the plate in their game against Providence. The team hit just 0-83 with runners in scoring position. The Knights going to have to do a better job with men in scoring position tonight. Morton heading up to the plate. He'll lead things off for Creekside. We're going to mess around a little bit with the camera tonight because due to technical difficulties, had to set up right next to the Creekside dugout, so may have guys in the on-deck circle blocking our view. First pitch, ball 1 to Parker Morton. Count evens up at 1 apiece. Morton against Providence reached on 2 walks and a hit by pitch. Also reached on an error. Two-one on Morton. Tibbetts on the mound. He comes set, working from the windup. Morton takes ball 3. Three balls, 2 strikes on Parker Morton. The payoff pitch. Swung on, foul tip, strike 3. Morton down on strikes. And that was the other big thing for Creekside against Providence. Strikeouts were an issue. The Knights went down on strikes 13 times. Something they'll need to cut down on in tonight's contest. First pitch to Connor Belizik, taken for a ball. One on the catcher, Belizik. Ball high. 2-1. Belizik coming off of a nice opening night performance against the Stallions. Had a 2-run double and was intentionally walked. Swings and misses, 2-2 the count. The 2-2. Taken low, 3 balls, 2 strikes on Connor Belizik. Gavin Dupre on deck for the Knights. Belizik awaits. And Tibbetts will step off. Just getting started here at Atlantic Coast High School. Full windup and the pitch. Swung on and sent out to left field. That one hit hard into the left center field gap. That one is down, a one-hopper off the wall. Belizik cruising into second. He is in with a stand-up double. Connor Belizik with 2 doubles already in 2 games. Creekside with a man in scoring position with 1 away in the first. And that will bring up Gavin Dupre. Gonna try to get this camera angle adjusted for you. I set up here about 10 minutes before first pitch due to last second technical difficulties. So we'll try to have a better angle for you in the bottom of the first and on. Dupre takes one that gets to the backstop. Jonah Leiby running for Belizik is into third. So a run just 90 feet away for the Creekside Knights and Gavin Dupre. Dupre had himself a nice freshman season at the JV level hitting. Did the majority of his pitching work with the varsity squad. Obviously had a lot of confidence in his ability at the plate, batting him in the 3 spot. The 1-0. Chops at one that bounces in front of the plate, 1-1. One on, 1 out, and a 1-1 count. Dupre takes a pitch for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. Dupre takes in the dirt. That one towards the backstop. Leiby comes home, and Creekside strikes first on the wild pitch. It's 1-0 Knights. Some control issues early on for Dalton Tibbetts on the mound. Wild pitch put Leiby, who's running for Belizik, on third, and then brings him home. Dupre caught looking at strike 3, 2 down. Base is now empty for Michael Bysham, who's got fond memories of hitting out here at Atlantic Coast. Bysham in the district semifinals a couple years back hit a big-time grand slam against Bartram Trail down the left field line here. Swings and misses at strike 1. 1-0 Creekside, our score, as laying down a bunt is Bysham. It's a good one. Tibbetts fields. Throw to first is wild. It's up the first base side. Bysham took a tumble. He will have to stay put at first base. Falls down again. Bysham going to be hearing plenty about that when he gets to the dugout. It's a bunt single for Michael Bysham. We'll see if that's ruled an error or a single. I think Bysham also fell in preseason running out of the batter's box. No matter what, he stands on first. Now he's breaking for second. The throw down takes a hop. It's close. He got him. Bysham caught trying for second base, and that will take us to the bottom of the first inning. Our score, 1-0 Creekside on Schlick Sports. First Coast Lighting and Fans is a proud sponsor of Schlick Sports and Creekside Baseball. They have the area's largest selection of lights, fans, and home decor. Be sure to stop by and browse their selection on Phillips Highway across from the Avenues Mall at 10130 Phillips Highway. They look forward to helping you with your lighting needs soon. Bottom of the first inning now on Schlick Sports. Taking a look at the batting order for Atlantic Coast. They're led off by Noah Prudencio, followed by Anthony Cellahan and Wade Serber. Forrest Peppercorn in the cleanup spot, followed by the pitcher Tibbetts. Kamari Tamasu batting sixth, 7-8-9. Caden Williams, Delvin Haskell, and Aramis Pabon. They'll go up against Hudson Hyatt on the mound for Creekside. Hyatt, the sophomore, making his first appearance of the season. Hyatt last year for the Knights pitched in 5 games, starting one of them, went 11 1/3 with a 1.85 ERA. Hyatt, the sophomore, stands 6'4", 175, got a fastball in the mid-80s, and gets set to take on this Stingrays squad in the second game of the season for Creekside. This is the first of 3 games this week for Creekside. And they go to Hyatt for game 1. One 1-0 count. Hyatt fires. Missed for ball 2. Prudencio, the shortstop and the leadoff man for Atlantic Coast. That ball to Benechek at shortstop. He retires Prudencio, 1 away. That brings up Cellahan. Taking a look at Creekside, how they align out on the field. Zach Jackson in left, Michael Bysham in center, Drew Williams in right. Parker Morton, the third baseman, Aiden Benechek at shortstop, Anthony Romeo at second base for Creekside. The first baseman is Dupre. Behind the plate, Connor Belizik and Hudson Hyatt on the mound. 1 away in the bottom of the first. Taking a strike is Anthony Cellahan, the right fielder. Cellahan, 1 for 3 so far on the season. He reached base twice, once on a walk, once on a hit. Also with an RBI. Quickly behind 0-2 on Hudson Hyatt. As Hyatt climbs the bump. In control. And a 2-strike count. The 0-2 offering. Swung on and fouled straight back. Still 0-2. Hyatt from the stretch. Chopped at it into center field. Coming in. Bysham can't make the catch. Cellahan slipped around first base. He will stay put there with a single. 1 on, 1 out. And that brings up Wade Serber. Runner on first with 1 away in the bottom of the first. Creekside with the 1-0 lead. Hudson Hyatt peeks over at first where Cellahan takes his lead. This is an AC team that's stolen just 4 bases this year. Looked like an aggressive jump there from Anthony Cellahan, the right fielder. Hyatt with a pickoff move to first. Back safely is the Stingray right fielder. Wade Serber at the plate in a 1-0 count. Ball out. 2-0. Atlantic Coast led by Coach Chris Loffman in his second season as the Rays head man. Another pickoff move, and again, safely at first is Selahem. Loffman in his first season with the Stingrays led AC to an 18-8 record, the most wins in a season for them since 2015. As that one fouled out of play down this third baseline. 2-1 on Serber. The pitch. Strike 2. Big lefty in the batter's box. Big righty on the mound. 2-2 count. Here it comes. Up and away for ball 3. Count runs full on the first baseman, Serber. Hyatt walked 8 batters in 11 1/3 last year. Set just below the chest. Fouled back, staying alive is Serber. Serber batting .333 in this early season. 2 RBIs for him. The second 3-2 of this at-bat. Takes low, ball 4. 2 on now for Atlantic Coast as that brings up Peppercorn, the cleanup man. He's 0 for 4, reaching once on a walk in their first 2 games. Runners on first and second. Creekside with the 1-0 lead. Peppercorn fights this one out of play. Hyatt stepping off the rubber. An early threat potentially for Atlantic Coast. They've got 2 on, 1 out. Hyatt with a long look to second. Makes his pitch and puts it low. 1-1. And Chris King going to go out and talk with his man on the mound. King in his 8th season with the Creekside Knights, 116-65, his record in charge at Creekside. Coming off a season in which he led the Knights to their first district title since 2016 and advanced to the regional finals. A ball and a strike. Another foul ball off the bat of Peppercorn. Falls behind 1-2. The 1-2 from Hyatt. Got him swinging. 2 gone. 2 on, 2 out. And the pitcher, Dalton Tibbetts, trying to help himself out. Tibbetts batting in the 5 spot. 3 for 8 up at the plate this season. He's got 5 RBIs leading the Stingrays. Trying to come up again early in the season. Just 2 games, 5 RBIs. Not a bad total for Tibbetts. The 1-0 sent into left field. They're sending Prudencio to the plate. Firing home is Jackson. The throw not in time. Runners at the corners. And the Stingrays tie us up on a single from Dalton Tibbetts. Hard contact in the left field. Jackson put a good throw on it to home, just not in time to get the leadoff man, Celahan running from second base. Runners on first and third, 2 gone, and we are back tied up at 1. Creekside trying to make sure Atlantic Coast doesn't grab an early lead. This has been an offense that has been generating runs early in the season. Though they are 0-2, they scored 8 runs in each of their first 2 games, losing both of them 9-8. Offense has not been the issue for Atlantic Coast. Though they're only batting .200, they've still manufactured runs. Out on the field, though, they've committed 7 errors in 2 games, allowing more than 2 walks, hits per inning. Team ERA up over 4.5. 1-2 on Kamari Tamasu. First and third for the Stingrays. 1 run in and 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Hyatt's pitch. Blooped out to left, and it is caught by Jackson for out number 3. The Stingrays do get 1. We are tied at 1 after 1. You are watching Creekside Baseball on Schlick Sports. Tonight's game is brought to you by Happy Pools, Jacksonville's hometown pool service. At Happy Pools, we care enough to know your name when you call, but we're also big enough to handle all your pool care needs. Right now, new customers get their first 3 months of service for just $99 a month when you mention this ad. Text Creekside25 to 904-980-8512 to see if you qualify and see why more local families trust Happy Pools to keep their pool happy. Our score at Atlantic Coast as Creekside coming up to the plate here in the top of the second. It's 5-6-7 Schlegel, Romeo, Jackson, as Schlegel laying down a bunt. Good one, dribbling up the right third base line. And Schlegel reaches safely with a bunt single. Leadoff man on base from the bunt. Creekside couldn't buy a bunt in Game 1 against Providence, but 2 bunt singles in 2 innings for the Knights. Be willing to bet that's been a pretty good emphasis and practice over the past week. As Anthony Romeo takes a strike. First varsity at bat for Romeo. In on the hands, it's popped up. Catch is made by the second baseman, Baez. One away in the second. That brings up Zach Jackson. Tibbetts fires. Jackson takes down and away for a ball. One on, one out for Creekside. Schlegel, the runner on first, as this one fouled away. 1-1 on Zach Jackson. Pickoff move, checking on Schlegel, who is back in time at first base. Runner breaks, hit and run in effect. That's through into left field. Schlegel stays put at second. Runners on first and second for the Creekside Knights with one away. Benechek up to the plate. Two on, one out. Benechek against Providence had a double. Scored a run as well for the Creekside Knights. Two on, one out, 0-2 count. Got him. Two down for the Knights. That brings up Drew Williams. Williams 1 for 1. Pinch hit and recorded a single against Providence. Runners in motion. Throw goes to third in safely as Schlegel puts two in scoring position for Drew Williams. One 0 count. Morton, the leadoff man on deck. Tibbetts steps off, resets. Tie ball game, top of the second. Knights with runners on second and third. Time called at the plate. This time by Drew Williams. Two 0 count. Full windup from Tibbetts. Fouled back. Two 1. Swung on and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the right fielder, Williams. Two on, 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch from Tibbetts. Takes it, called, strike 3, and that will end the inning. On to the bottom of the second, still 1-1 between Creekside and Atlantic Coast. That One Painter First Coast is here for your home service needs. We specialize in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting, whole house pressure washing, cabinet refinishing, stucco repair, and more. Call 904-417-3557 for your free estimate today. One ball game in the bottom of the second inning. Bottom of the order coming up for Atlantic Coast, Williams, Haskell, and Pabon. First pitch misses to Caden Williams, the catcher. One 0 goes up and in. Hudson Hyatt on the mound for Creekside gave up 1 run but limited the damage as he stranded runners on first and third in the first inning. The kick in the pitch. Misses for ball 3. Williams 2 for 7 with an on-base percentage at .444. Thought he extended that on-base percentage right there. Takes a step back into the right-handed batter's box as the count goes 3-1. Three balls and a strike. Tapper to third, charging is Morton, throws across the diamond. That's not in time. Tough play on the charge. Just Morton barely got that ball past the pitcher's mound. Maybe an awkward release. Leadoff man reaches on an infield single, and that brings up Haskell. Pickoff move to first. Williams back safely. I believe that's actually a pinch runner for the catcher. A courtesy runner, I should say. Don't have a number on him, though. Showing bunt is Haskell. It's foul down the first base side. Haskell again goes for the bunt. That one in play. Belizik can't handle it. It's a bunt single for Delvin Haskell. Now runners on first and second for Aramis Pabon. Two singles for Atlantic Coast to lead off the bottom of the second, neither of them leaving the infield. Hyatt steps off the mound and calls out Belizik. Right now you're hoping for a ground ball and to let your infield work behind you. Dupre, the first baseman, playing in on the grass. Morton, the third baseman, level at the base. Foul ball. Pabon showed bunt, pulled it back a little bit, and sent it straight down about 3 inches behind the plate. Oh, 1 showing bunt again. Belizik throws to second, and back safely is the runner for Williams. Leadoff man Prudencio on deck. Showing bunt again. This one, I think, bounced off the bat maybe. Said he went on the bunt. That pitch was high. Thought I heard a click. Either way, it's strike 2. 1-2 count, 2 on, nobody out in the bottom of the second. Hyatt just missed on that pitch, 2-2. Hyatt fires. Got him looking at strike 3. Second strikeout of the night for Hudson Hyatt. Still runners on first and second. And back to the top of the order with Noah Prudencio. Prudencio digs into the box. Hyatt with a look towards second in the pitch. This one ripped into left. That is down for extra bases. 1 run scores. Haskell pulls in at third, and in with a stand-up double is Noah Prudencio. It is 2-1 Stingrays. Good contact on that pitch, just ripped it down that left field line. No chance for Jackson to get to that ball. And that brings up Selahan, who singled and scored an inning ago. Infield in for Creekside. 2 runners in scoring position, 1 out in the bottom of the second. Swinging this one back up the middle and through into center. That scores 1. Coming around third and scoring is Prudencio. It is 4-1 Atlantic Coast. A 2-run single for Anthony Selahan. Chris King going out to talk with Hyatt. And that will do it for the sophomore. We're going to step away now for this pitching change. Brought to you by Brightway Insurance, the Baselli Agency, back after this break on Schlick Sports. Triple Crown Fence is a proud sponsor of Schlick Sports. Transform your space with our high quality fences. Whether you're looking for privacy, security, or a touch of elegance, we've got you covered. At Triple Crown Fence, we pride ourselves on craftsmanship and durability. Our expert team ensures a seamless installation process so you can enjoy peace of mind and enhance your property's curb appeal. Call us today at 305 331 9377 for a free estimate. Your dream fence is just a phone call away. First Coast Lighting and Fans is a proud sponsor of Schlick Sports and Creekside Baseball. They have the area's largest selection of lights, fans, and home decor. Be sure to stop by and browse their selection on Phillips Highway across from the Avenues Mall at 10130 Phillips Highway. They look forward to helping you with your lighting needs soon. Well, realize the sound was off there for the end of that bottom of the second inning. Creekside got Peppercorn in a 6-4-3 double play. Xander Brown came on. Does a nice job in his first appearance, the sophomore lefty. And that pitching change for Creekside brought to you by Brightway Insurance, the Baselli Agency. When you are ready to make a change for your home or auto insurance, go to bwquote.com. Creekside trailing by 3 in the top of the third inning. They've got the top of the order coming up, Morton, Belizik, and then Dupre. Morton struck out in a full count his first time up. Takes one at the knees for a strike, leading off the third. Creekside left 2 in scoring position in the second inning. And the Knights struck out 4 times in the first 2 innings. Those were their 2 big issues on offense against Providence, leaving runners in scoring position and on the bases, and strikeouts. Trying to put an end to that trend as Morton down 1-2 in the count. The 1-2. Tibbetts bounces it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two foul back. Morton stays alive. Full windup and the pitch. Got him looking at strike 3. The 5th strikeout for Creekside as a team in 10 plate appearances. 4 of them looking. That brings up Belizik. He doubled back in the first inning. Creekside doubles are brought to you by Triple Crown Fence. Called today at 305-331-9377. Belizik with 2 of those doubles for Creekside in this season. Oh, 1 to Belizik, misses low, a ball and a strike. Showing bunt, shuffling up in the box, and taking a ball is Belizik. The 2-1 is sent into left center field. That is caught. A diving effort from Aramis Pabon takes away extra bases from Connor Belizik. Not much Belizik can do about that. Put a good swing on it, make good contact. Sent that one to left center field. Just a nice play by Pabon to chase that one down. And 2 away in the top of the third. Dupre now up to the plate, takes strike 1. Gavin Dupre down 0-2 in the count. If I'm Tibbetts, I know Dupre doesn't want to go down swinging. I'm bouncing something here. No, he goes up with the heat. 1-2. The 1-2 cut on and miss, strike 3. And that will take us to the bottom of the third. 4-1 Atlantic Coast, our score on Schlick Sports. Tonight's game is brought to you by Happy Pools, Jacksonville's hometown pool service. At Happy Pools, we care enough to know your name when you call, but we're also big enough to handle all your pool care needs. Right now, new customers get their first 3 months of service for just $99 a month when you mention this ad. Text Creekside 25 to 904-980-8512 to see if you qualify and see why more local families trust Happy Pools to keep their pool happy. Xander Brown back out for his first full inning of work. Came in, walked him in, and then got a 6-4-3 double play to get out of the second. Final line on Creekside starter Hudson Hyatt goes 1 1/3, allowing 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. He struck out 2 while walking 1. 5, 6, 7 coming up for the Stingrays in the bottom of the third. Dalton Tibbetts, who had an RBI single his first time up, will lead things off. Tibbetts fights off the first pitch he sees for strike 1. Brown into the windup. Sends one to the backstop, 1-1. The 2-1 pitch. Sent the other way out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes on Tibbetts. The delivery. Another foul ball. Well, you're not going to see much velocity when you're facing Xander Brown, but it's a tough thing coming from the lefty. Fires a fastball, missing high, 3 balls, 2 strikes. The 3-2, swung on and sent down the left field line. That's a fair ball. Tibbetts rounds first. He's heading for second, where he will slide in with a double to lead off the bottom of the third. Not ideal for the Creekside Knights. The start to this game. Showing bunt, getting it down, fielded by Brown, throws on to first, and it pulls Romeo off the bag. Runners on first and third. And that will do it for Xander Brown. Time now for a pitching change brought to you by Brightway Insurance, the Baselli Agency. When you're ready to make a change for your home or auto insurance, go to bwquote.com. Back after this break on Schlick Sports. That One Painter First Coast is here for your home service needs. We specialize in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting, whole house pressure washing, cabinet refinishing, stucco repair, and more. Call 904-417-3557 for your free estimate today. Bottom of the third inning now as Reese Knight takes over for the Creekside Knights. And this pitching change brought to you by Brightway Insurance, the Baselli Agency. He is greeted by the catcher, Caden Williams. Enters a tough spot. Nobody out. Runners on first and third. First pitch strike to Caden Williams. Big swing and a miss there. Taking second is Tamasu. Reese Knight, the senior, making his first appearance of the season for Creekside. Jackson Adams running for the pitcher. Tibbetts on third. Tamasu, the DH, out on second. Infield in for Creekside. The 0-2 misses away, ball one.
All right, here we go, Reese. Be smooth, man. Here we go.
Knight set. Time called. The 1-2. Got him. Froze Williams looking at strike three. One away, and that brings up Haskell. First time up, Haskell singled and scored. Runners on second and third, one away in the bottom of the third inning. Knight sends one low, good block by Belizik. Chopper towards third. Morton Fields throws to first. Handled by Dupre for out number two. So Knight comes in, gets a ground out that keeps the runners where they are. following the strikeout. So 2 away. Runners on second and third. And Aramis Pabon up to the plate. Creekside trailing by 3, trying to get out of the third unscathed. First pitch in on the hands, fought off the other way for strike 1. Creekside's dugout making a little noise for the first time in a little bit. The 0-1 taken at the knees, off the plate, 1-1. A ball and a strike. The pitch from Knight. Taken for strike 2. To put an end to the threat. Here it comes. Ground ball to short. Benechek's got it. Throw on to first is in time. Reese Knight clutches up on the mound, gets Creekside out of the jam. And that will take us to the 4th. It's 4-1 Atlantic Coast. Triple Crown Fence is a proud sponsor of Schlick Sports. Transform your space with our high-quality fences. Whether you're looking for privacy, security, or a touch of elegance, we've got you covered. At Triple Crown Fence, we pride ourselves on craftsmanship and durability. Our expert team ensures a seamless installation process so you can enjoy peace of mind and enhance your property's curb appeal. Call us today at 305-331-9377 for a free estimate. Your dream fence is just a phone call away. Heart of the order up for Creekside. Knights trailing by 3. They're led off by Bysham in the top of the 4th inning. Takes a ball high, 1-0. Little bit of energy for Creekside after escaping a dangerous situation in the bottom of the 3rd. Bysham takes a hack and fouls it back. 1-1. Cut on and miss, 1-2. A ball and 2 strikes. Tibbetts into the windup. Down and away for ball 2. 2-strike count. Creekside struck out 6 times in the first 3 innings. 13 times against Providence. Trying to avoid another one here. Bysham pops it up on the infield. Catch is made by Serber at first, 1 gone. Obviously, early in the season, hitters trying to get a rhythm. I'd argue much easier to be a pitcher at this point of the season than it is to be a hitter. First pitch ball to Schlegel. Still definitely something to watch as a potential area of concern for Creekside is those strikeout numbers. As Schlegel rips this one to left, that one's got good distance on it. It is down in front of the wall. Schlegel towards second, and he is in with a stand-up double. Hunter Schlegel goes opposite field and gets himself into scoring position. Schlegel has got really good strength, and he used it right there. Sent it a long ways opposite field, got it to the wall. One on, one out for Creekside. Anthony Romeo to the plate. Romeo grounds this one towards third, fielded by Peppercorn. Throw to first is low, and got him. Heads up base running by Schlegel. Went on the throw and got into third. And now it's up to Zach Jackson. 2 away. Runner on third. Schlegel's double and Creekside doubles brought to you by Triple Crown Fence. Call today at 305-331-9377 as Jackson takes a strike. He singled and swiped a bag in the second inning. Fouls one back. 0-2 the count. The 0-2 misses high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Creekside 0 for 2 with runners in scoring position in this game so far. Jackson unable to change that. He's down swinging to end the inning. On to the bottom of the fourth. Still 4-1 Atlantic Coast. First Coast Lighting and Fans is a proud sponsor of Schlick Sports and Creekside Baseball. They have the area's largest selection of lights, fans, and home decor. Be sure to stop by and browse their selection on Phillips Highway across from the Avenues Mall at 10130 Phillips Highway. They look forward to helping you with your lighting needs soon.
What's up, kid? Come on.
4-1 Atlantic Coast with the lead. This one far from over. The problem for the Stingrays so far this season has not been necessarily how they've started, but how they've finished. The Stingrays coming off of a game against Baldwin in which they gave up 3 in the 6th and 6 in the 7th, leading to their loss last Friday. As Reese Knight getting a visit from Robbie McCloskey out on the mound. It's the top of the order, Prudencio, the leadoff man at the plate. Knight is ready to go. The 2-0 misses down in the dirt. 3 balls, no strikes. This is the 3rd arm of the night for Creekside. Four-pitch walk to Prudencio. Leadoff man on base. And that brings up Selaham. We'll see if Knight will be the one to face him or if this is it. And he does hand the ball to Chris King. A little conversation, and that will do it for the senior Reese Knight. Time now for another pitching change brought to you by Brightway Insurance, the Baselli Agency. When you are ready to make a change for your home or auto insurance, go to bwquote.com. Tonight's game is brought to you by Happy Pools, Jacksonville's hometown pool service. At Happy Pools, we care enough to know your name when you call, but we're also big enough to handle all your pool care needs. Right now, new customers get their first 3 months of service for just $99 a month when you mention this ad. Text Creekside25 to 904-980-8512 to see if you qualify and see why more local families trust Happy Pools to keep their pool happy. Now on in this pitching change brought to you by Brightway Insurance, the Baselli Agency, Christian Rodriguez, the junior righty, making his first appearance of the season for Creekside. He'll be the 4th pitcher of the night for the Knights. New man out on the field for Creekside, as well as Jonah Shields on for Drew Williams in right field. Gotta imagine Williams going to the bullpen, starting to warm up. One on, nobody out in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's Anthony Selahan. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles and 2 RBIs. Belizik throws to first, close but not in time. Rodriguez comes set, fires. Showing bunt, that one skips past Belizik. Cruising into second base, Prudencio in scoring position. Again, showing bunt, missing on it is Selahan. 2-1 count. The 2-1 fastball misses for ball 3. Time call now by Atlantic Coast. Creekside pitchers struggling to find the zone here. Control has been an issue tonight. Really, there hasn't been much that hasn't been an issue for the Knights. The 3-1. Bunt is down foul. Count goes to 3-2. Full count, runner on second, nobody out. 4-1 Stingrays, our score in the bottom of the fourth inning. Rodriguez steps off. The 3-2 from Rodriguez. Cut on and miss, strike three. It's a drop third strike. Belizik will gun him down at first. One away. That brings up Serber. No official at-bats for him on the night. He has walked twice. First pitch to Serber, foul tip, strike one. Down below the knees, a ball and a strike. Temperature is dipped down to 55 degrees here at Atlantic Coast. Not too much wind out here. 1-1 at the knees. Missed for ball two. Two one, got Serber looking at strike two. Two strike count. Serber down on strikes. Back-to-back strikeouts for Rodriguez. Two away. And that brings up Peppercorn. After the leadoff walk, and Prudencio advancing to second. Rodriguez in on relief. Works back-to-back strikeouts. Trying to get the Knights out of yet another spot with runners in scoring position. Atlantic Coast has had 10 base runners reach at least second base. Stress levels have been high for Creekside pitchers in this one. With the pink bat, Peppercorn can't make contact there, 1-1. Runner goes, throw to third from Belizik, skips away from Morton, not far enough for Prudencio to think about going home. Count runs to 2-1. Rodriguez can make that stolen base all for naught. If he can retire Peppercorn. Close pitch, called ball 3. Ball gets away from Rodriguez. The 3-1. Popped up on the infield. Benechek coming over to the right side, makes the catch. And that ends the inning. On to the 5th, still 4-1 Atlantic Coast.
Triple Crown Fence is a proud sponsor of Schlick Sports. Transform your space with our high-quality fences. Whether you're looking for privacy, security, or a touch of elegance, we've got you covered. At Triple Crown Fence, we pride ourselves on craftsmanship and durability. Our expert team ensures a seamless installation process so you can enjoy peace of mind and enhance your property's curb appeal. Call us today at 305-331-9377 for a free estimate. Your dream fence is just a phone call away.
Top of the 5th inning now on Schlick Sports. Creekside trailing Atlantic Coast by a score of 4-1. It'll be Benechek, Shields, and then Morton for Creekside in the top of the 5th inning. Creekside has struck out 7 times through the first 4 innings. This is a team that last season struck out less than 15% of their plate appearances. Aiden Benechek, first pitch swinging, sends one foul. He struck out looking back in the second. The 0-1. Swung on and missed, 0-2. Tibbetts has bounced back nicely from a rough first start to the season. Struggled a lot with control in his first start. That has not been the case tonight. One-two count. Got Benechek looking at strike 3. The 8th strikeout victim for Creekside. That brings up Shields hitting for Drew Williams. Trying to jumpstart this Creekside offense. Takes the ball high. One-0 swung on and missed. Ball and a strike. 1-1 offering. Tap back into the mitt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 to Jonah Shields. Swung on and missed in the dirt. This one bounced way away from the plate. Shields is safe at first. Tibbetts tried getting it to Serber in time on the drop third strike. That one bounced off the mask of Caden Williams up the first base line. Strikeout number 9 for Creekside, but this one nets him a base runner. One on, one out, back to the top of the order. We'll see if the third time through against Tibbetts changes things for Creekside. Morton takes ball 1. Pickoff move, Shields back in time at first. Shields on the move. Pitch a strike, throw to second, not even close. Jonah Shields takes second with ease. 1-1 count. One on, one out, and a 1-1 count on number 1. Parker Morton turns the back. Morton saying it hit him. The umpire called it strike 2. 2 very different calls right there, and it's 1-2. 1-2 missing high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Typically when a batter turns his back and signals that it hit him, normally the ball hit him. The 2-2 to Morton. Sent back where it came from, fielded by Tibbetts, gets the out at first, 2 gone. That brings up Belizick. Runner on third for Creekside is Jonah Shields. Belizick is 1 for 2 with a dub out, with a double and a deep fly out. First pitch strike to Belizick. Quickly behind 0-2 is Belizick. Two strikes, 2 outs. Creekside down by 3. They've got a runner on third base. The pitch from Tibbetts. Taken for a ball, 1-2. One-two offering. Swung on and drilled to center field. Ranging back is Pabon, and he makes the catch for out number 3. On to the bottom of the 5th. Still 4-1.
First Coast Lighting and Fans is a proud sponsor of Schlick Sports and Creekside Baseball. They have the area's largest selection of lights, fans, and home decor. Be sure to stop by and browse their selection on Phillips Highway across from the Avenues Mall at 10130 Phillips Highway. They look forward to helping you with your lighting needs soon.
Bottom of the fifth inning, 4-1 Atlantic Coast. Creekside and Christian Rodriguez trying to keep it that way. Ground ball up the middle. Benechek's got it. Gets it to Blanzit for out number one. First time since the first inning that the leadoff man has been retired for Atlantic Coast in an inning. That brings up Tamasu. He's 0 for 2, reached on an error in the third. Pops this one up. I can make a play on this. It's going to be about 10, 15 feet behind me. Would have had to climb the wheelchair ramp in front of the press box, but with a glove, I think I make that catch. You would have had to put it on my highlight reel, though. Strike 2 to Tamasu. The 0-2, ground ball to third. Morton knocks it down. Throw across the diamond. Will not get there in time. In fact, it skips to the fence. Tamasu will stay put on first base. That'll be a single. I'm not quite sure what's going on with Morton. If it's the yips or what, but he's made 4 throws over to first base from third this season. And he sent him short each time. 1 on, 1 out. Strike 1 to Caden Williams. A little bit of a half swing, but that'll do the trick. It's through the 4-3 hole into right. A single for Williams. On a night where almost everything seems to be falling Atlantic Coast's way. There's another one that favors the Stingrays. After the meeting with Belichick, Rodriguez gets set to face Delvin Haskell. First pitch low, ball one. Foul back. That one caught a piece of both Belichick and the umpire. Both will walk it off. This has been a night where Atlantic Coast has been lighting up the base paths. Probably should have more runs on the scoreboard than they do. Showing bunt, unable to get it down. Haskell, count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Stingrays have had 13 men reach base, only 4 have scored, and all but 2 of them reach scoring position. Rodriguez spikes that one in front of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rodriguez is 2-2. Sent into left field for a base hit. Staying put at third base is Tamasu. The base is loaded with 1 out. Now Pabon, one of just 2 Stingrays who haven't reached base in this game. Got 3 ducks on the pond and a chance to blow this game open. Creekside brings the infield in. Foul tip, strike 1. Sent the opposite way into right. Shields has got it for out number 2. They do not send the runner. The ball gets past Belichick to the backstop. Runner still on third base. Tamasu wasn't looking. Creekside catches a break on the base running blunder. Back to the top of the order, and Prudencio. He doubled in a run in the second, walked in the fourth, and lined out in the first. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the 5th. Ball low, 1-0. Rodriguez had been doing a good job of getting ahead in counts, getting first pitch strikes. He doesn't do so there. Catches the zone on his second pitch, evens the count up at 1 apiece. 1-1 is caught by Morton on a dive. He took away a base hit and ends the inning in the hot corner. Parker Morton with a great snag at third puts an end to the inning. Our score still 4-1 Atlantic Coast.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Happy Pools, Jacksonville's hometown pool service. At Happy Pools, we care enough to know your name when you call, but we're also big enough to handle all your pool care needs. Right now, new customers get their first 3 months of service for just $99 a month when you mention this ad. Text Creekside 25 to 904-980-8512 to see if you qualify and see why more local families trust Happy Pools to keep their pool happy.
Top of the 6th inning, Tavern blends it with his first plate appearance of the night, hitting for Gavin Dupre. 3-4-5 coming up for Creekside in the 6th inning, trailing by 3. Blanzett takes the first pitch up and away for ball 1. Dalton Tibbetts still out on the mound. Now is pitch number 77 for him. Creekside has got to find a way to chase this starter. Get into that bullpen, which is relatively thin for Atlantic Coast. Blanzett ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Against Providence, Blanzett 1 for 4 with a single. The 2-1. Cut on and miss. Two balls, 2 strikes. Here's Tibbetts. Back up the middle and through into center. It's a base hit for Tavern Blanzett. Blanzett reaches on the single, and that brings up Bisham. He's 1 for 2 with the single. Blanzett not a big threat to steal over on first base. Creekside's already been caught stealing in this one. We'll see if they want to get aggressive here or let Bisham work. Schlegel on deck is 2 for 2. Bisham takes the ball. Second pitch to Bisham. Called strike. Pickoff move to first, Blanzett back in time. Popped up. This one back towards the netting, making a play on it. The catcher, Williams, makes the catch. Blanzett advancing to second, but Williams down with an injury as his knee collided with that hard wall. We're going to step away as he gets tended to.
That One Painter First Coast is here for your home service needs. We specialize in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting, whole house pressure washing, cabinet refinishing, stucco repair, and more. Call 904-417-3557 for your free estimate today.
Good news is Williams back up and will continue in this ball game. One out and a runner on second base for Creekside, and Tavern blends it. That brings up Schlegel. He's got a single and a double in this one. Top of the sixth inning, Creekside trailing by 3. First pitch to Schlegel misses for ball 1. Schlegel, just a couple weeks ago, signed with the University of Findlay to play college baseball. Takes a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Look back towards second. No one covered, just a little scare tactic and a chance to reset on the rubber. Schlegel thought about it. They say he went, and I do not agree with that call right there. Got a pretty good angle on it down this third base line, but looked to me as if Schlegel held up. One, 2. Sent to short. That one's mishandled. Blands it, rounding third, will stay put. Runners at the corners. And that brings the tying run to the plate in Zach Jackson. Excuse me, Anthony Romeo. Not sure if they're going to score that a hit or an error. I'm calling that a hit for Schlegel, making him 3 for 3. And hitting for his brother Anthony, Nick Romeo. First plate appearance of the game. Takes high. Pitch count continues to rise for Tibbetts. An awkward swing from Romeo. That was pitch 92. 2 on, 1 out. Nick Romeo takes outside. 2-1. The Atlantic Coast just called somebody in from the bullpen. Romeo fouls this one towards the softball field. Two count. Romeo awaits at the plate. Kicking the pitch. Ground ball is through into right. Blanchett scores. Headed towards third now, putting on the brakes is Schlegel. Creekside gets a run on the board, courtesy of Nick Romeo. Cutting into that lead. Tying run now on first. Zach Jackson to the plate. And that's going to do it for Dalton Tibbetts. Time now for a pitching change. Brought to you by Brightway Insurance, the Baselli Agency. When you're ready to make a change for your home or auto insurance, go to bwquote.com. Back after this break for the pitching change on Schlick Sports.
Triple Crown Fence is a proud sponsor of Schlick Sports. Transform your space with our high-quality fences. Whether you're looking for privacy, security, or a touch of elegance, we've got you covered. At Triple Crown Fence, we pride ourselves on craftsmanship and durability. Our expert team ensures a seamless installation process so you can enjoy peace of mind and enhance your property's curb appeal. Call us today at 305-331-9377 for a free estimate. Your dream fence is just a phone call away.
So we've got a little correction to make, is after a long conference out on the pitcher's mound, Dalton Tibbetts staying in the game. No doubt in his second start of the season, a cold night in February. His pitch count at 94. Would have thought he's reached his limit, but no. They're going to let him face Jackson. Tying run on first for Creekside. Maybe a little extra gas on that one from Tibbetts, some adrenaline. Gets it past Jackson for strike one. Long pause. Time called. Jackson 1 for 2. He's got a single and a strikeout on the line. Oh, 1 is a called strike 2. Jackson in an 0-2 hole. Tibbetts comes set. He delivers. Misses outside for a ball. Two-strike pitch is sent over to third. Stepping on the bag for 1, and that will be all Peppercorn gets. On the fielder's choice, 2 away. And it looks like Atlantic Coast still sticking with Dalton Tibbetts.
Down two, come kid. Up, Betty.
This will be pitch number 100 for Tibbetts. And it's strike 1 to Benechek. Two on, 2 out. Benechek hit. Nearly took out Jonah Shields. Shields, after some fancy footwork to dodge the bat, will step up to the plate, facing Dalton Tibbetts, who has 102 pitches. He's got to come out. Bases will be loaded. The tying run on second base with 2 outs when we return on Schlick Sports.
First Coast Lighting and Fans is a proud sponsor of Schlick Sports and Creekside Baseball. They have the area's largest selection of lights, fans, and home decor. Be sure to stop by and browse their selection on Phillips Highway across from the Avenues Mall at 10130 Phillips Highway. They look forward to helping you with your lighting needs soon.
Back now after this pitching change brought to you by Brightway Insurance, the Baselli Agency. This is Carson Bullard on out of the bullpen. His second appearance of the season for the Stingrays. His first in relief. He went 4 innings out of the bullpen, gave up 5 runs. None of them were earned. Struck out 4 while walking 1. Opponents hit 188 off of him in that game, and it's Jonah Leiby. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Creekside with the tying run on second base. Go ahead run on first. The lefty fires. Catches the zone for a strike. Oh, 1 swung on and missed. 2 strikes on Leiby. Bullard got him swinging. Puts an end to the inning, escapes the bases loaded jam. 4-2, Creekside gets 1 in the top of the 6th. Back after this break on Schlick Sports.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Happy Pools, Jacksonville's hometown pool service. At Happy Pools, we care enough to know your name when you call, but we're also big enough to handle all your pool care needs. Right now, new customers get their first 3 months of service for just $99 a month when you mention this ad. Text Creekside25 to 904-980-8512 to see if you qualify and see why more local families trust Happy Pools to keep their pool happy.
Time for another pitching change brought to you by Brightway Insurance, the Baselli Agency. When you're ready to make a change for your home or auto insurance, go to bwquote.com. It's Drew Williams making his first appearance of the season for Creekside. Last year appeared in one game. That was against Nice. He went 2/3 of an inning, didn't allow a run, struck out 2 while walking 1. Trying to keep this one where it is in the bottom of the 6th inning. Creekside trailing by 2. It'll be 2-3-4. Selahan, Serber, and Peppercorn as Selahan flies out to center field, 1 away. Final line on the Atlantic Coast starter, Dalton Tibbetts. He goes 5 2/3, allowing 7 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. Didn't walk any batters while striking out 9, a massive improvement from his first start, where he walked 5 in the first inning and 2/3, which is all he went. Controlled the zone in this one, made big pitches, and got out of a couple tough spots. Put Atlantic Coast in a good spot to secure their first win of the season. Oh, 2 cut on and missed. Excuse me. Had a ball in the count. So now 1-2. Ground ball to second base. Little trouble with it. Romeo won't be able to recover. So now 1 on and 1 out for Forrest Peppercorn. Getting a bunt down. Morton Fields bare hands it. Not in time to throw to first. Two on. Still 1 out. Another bunt single for Atlantic Coast. A well-placed bunt. Just stuff that you can't afford to allow multiple times in a game. Especially with how much traffic there's been on the base paths as is. Runners on first and second with 1 away. Tavern Blends at the first baseman playing on the grass for Creekside. Drew Williams on the mound. We'll have to wait as Tibbetts calls time. Bottom of the 6th inning, and Atlantic Coast trying to add some insurance. Ground ball fouled away. Atlantic Coast searching for their first win against Creekside since 2017. The Knights have won 7 in a row against Atlantic Coast. Nice block by Belizik with the glove. Fastball low. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners on first and second. Sent the other way. That ball is down. Jonah Libby made a play on it. Bounced in front of his glove. It's actually not Libby. Creekside has made another defensive substitution. Hunter Schlegel has moved over to right. Schlegel was the DH. So after getting the leadoff man, runners reached on an error and back-to-back singles. Bases loaded, 1 away. And the DH, Tamasu, in an 0-1 count. Williams fires. Gets strike 2. Full windup and the pitch. Missed for a ball. Would have been close. Belizik tried to frame it, but ended up dropping it. Williams with the 1-2. Fouled away. Another 1-2. Got him looking. Drew Williams with a nice pitch. 2 gone. And now the catcher, Caden Williams, up to the dish. He's 2 for 3, 2 singles, and a strikeout. Three ducks on the pond. 2-run ball game. Creekside does have the top of the order coming up. Williams trying to extend the lead. Takes strike 1. Popped up on the infield. Benechek calling for it. Ranging under it. Makes the catch. Drew Williams pitches out of the bases loaded spot. On to the 7th. Last chance for Creekside coming up next.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Happy Pools, Jacksonville's hometown pool service. At Happy Pools, we care enough to know your name when you call, but we're also big enough to handle all your pool care needs. Right now, new customers get their first 3 months of service for just $99 a month when you mention this ad. Text Creekside25 to 904-980-8512 to see if you qualify and see why more local families trust Happy Pools to keep their pool happy.
1, 2, 3 in the order coming up for the Creekside Knights as they trail 4-2 in the top of the 7th inning. It will be Carson Bullard to try to close this one out for Atlantic Coast. Morton's job right here to get on base, set the table. He's 0 for 3 in this one. First pitch strike. Ooh, odd delivery from Bullard. Got Morton fishing right there. 0-2. Reaches his glove way up in the air and his throwing motion over the top. Morton sends this to third. Peppercorn across the diamond, and one third baseman grounds out to the other. 1 away. Belizic's made hard contact each of his 3 times up at the plate. One of them fell for a double. The other 2 flyouts to center field. First pitch curve misses for a ball. The 1-0 missing low. Bullard's pitch. Finds the zone. 2 balls and 1 strike. Close pitch, nicks the zone. Belizic didn't look to agree with that call. The 2-strike offering. Fought off, Belizic stays alive. That one got him swinging. Creekside down to their last out, and it is Tavern Blanzett. First pitch, strike at the knees. Skied into center. Ranging under it, Pabon makes the catch. And that will do it. Atlantic Coast gets their first win of the season and their first since 2017 against the Creekside Knights. Creekside had their opportunities, just couldn't quite take advantage of most of them in this game. Left the bases loaded in the 6th inning, and strikeouts were an issue for the Knights. You go back through the night, double-digit strikeouts for the 2nd straight game, and obviously you're going to have some struggles getting into a rhythm at the start of the season up at the plate, but definitely something to address for the Creekside Knights as they drop one to the Atlantic Coast Stingrays ahead of their Georgia trip coming up, starting off on Friday against Bishop Verot at 3:30. I'll be live from Colquitt County. Hopefully, we went out there last year, couldn't get a broadcast off because of the cell service, so we'll see what the situation's like when we get out there. Hopefully, we'll have a broadcast coming to you on Friday, and then we will for sure be live on Saturday from Lowndes. That'll do it for our coverage tonight. Our final score, Atlantic Coast 4, Creekside 2. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Noah Schlick signing off, saying see you next time here on Schlick Sports.